And I kind of did the opposite, where I think I went too much and kind of started being like Andres, where I kind of give myself too much space or like too much.
Is that a bad thing?
No, we're not jealous.
Oh my god.
Yes,
is that a bad thing though?
It is a bad thing because you're supposed to at least give the other person
just
like
punch and you didn't even
affection.
realize.
You guys ready?
Yes.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of Primo Talk. This is episode 3, and I am joined with.
Hi, my name is Aylin.
Holy shit.
I'm so sorry. I kind of got lost for a second. I feel like I look good. That's why. So I'm like really focused on
You're
that.
just looking at this.
Okay, next.
I feel like we should start it again though.
Go on, let's go.
Oh, and hi, I'm Andres.
All right, guys. How's your day going, guys?
Pretty good.
Good.
Pretty good.
Spaghetti
Almost.
today.
Did you guys work?
No, because the Labor Day.
Oh, you guys didn't work?
No,
Must be nice.
I worked like 10
I
hours.
just had the day off today.
me too. Oh, I had a day off.
I just was
like
scheduled to work.
What was crazy today? I was talking to my coworker, and she kind of brought up the topic of toxicityness, and then I thought that would be kind of a good topic to talk about today. What do you guys think?
Honestly, I agree. That's like a lot of things you can say about that, honestly.
I don't think I'm qualified to talk about this topic, man.
All right, since you think you're
the main
qualified,
priority.
Oh, I'm too qualified. I think I'm overqualified.
since you're overqualified, let's start with you. Then, what do you think? What's the difference between a healthy jealous and a toxicity jealous? Then,
Like, what's the difference between them?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the question.
Hey, man, I have a lot going through my head right now. I think the biggest thing would be like healthy jealousy is positive to a certain extent, because I feel like if you're jealous, maybe as a guy, maybe your girl thinks that you do care about her and you do try to like protect her in certain ways or something like that. And then toxic like jealousy would be like just going overboard with it, you know? Just like every little thing you want to know what she's doing, or every little thing you're like judging her for whatever she does, you know? That's kind of like what I see it as.
Wait, can you provide an example of what you think each of them are? I want to
Or
see.
actually, I also have a question. Do you think there's such thing as like healthy jealousy,
Yeah.
or not healthy jealousy, but like understood, or like jealousy that's not okay, but what's the word?
I don't know.
Acceptable, I guess you can say.
Like
In a
acceptable
relationship.
jealousy?
Yeah, like acceptable jealousy.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like let me try to give you an example. Like a healthy jealousy will be, let's say your girl's like walking around, right, just like by herself, and then a lot of guys hit her up and stuff like that. So you're kind of, as a guy, you kind of get a little bit like jealous, because you get mad, you take it as a compliment at the same time. Because if a lot of guys are hitting up your girl, it's kind of like, okay, like she's pretty, you know, it's kind of like validation for the guy. But then it's also a little bit of jealousy, because it's okay, so many guys are trying to get at her, and then as a guy you kind of feel a little bit of jealous at the same time. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys.
Okay, so do you mean like, for example, let's say, like, I guess this is how my boyfriend and I are. Like, if a guy checks me out, like he obviously won't get mad at me, but he'll get jealous of the fact that they're checking me out.
Yeah, I think that's
I feel like
healthy.
that. Yeah, I agree. I think that's healthy, but I think what would be bad would be like, him saying like, "Why are you wearing this?" or "Why are you dressed like this?" Like, I feel like that's a toxic jealousy.
Yeah.
If he were to have done that, he doesn't do that, by the way. I'm making that out there.
Clarifying.
Ever a line?
She's
Maybe that's
clarifying.
not good.
Yeah,
He
and
watches
is there
this.
some like line in between? Is there's like some line in between that jealousy and some sort of like protectiveness? Like you said, like there's so many guys catcalling this girl, you know?
Yeah.
And you said that, oh, that might get you jealous. But is there ever like a point in that jealousy where it's also some sort of like protectiveness within that jealousy?
Yeah, I think it just goes overboard, like Aylin said. If the guy starts like, oh, you can't go there, you can't hang out with that certain group, or you can't dress a certain way. I think that's when it becomes like a problem, you know. But if it's just like, oh, like a lot of guys are hitting up my girl, it's kind of like, okay, like I know she's cute, I know she's not doing anything to like provoke that, but there's still a part of you that's a little bit jealous because it does keep happening often.
Are you the jealous type, Andres, or
Me?
yeah?
Nah, honestly, that's kind of a problem I have because I don't get jealous like at all. I'm kind of just like, if she wants to do that, like
I
it's okay.
think okay, I think you don't get jealous at all, and I don't know if the girls that you talk to are watching this, but I think you don't get jealous because you don't have
Hopefully
the
not.
same. You don't have like real feelings for them.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's a big point, in my opinion. Because if you care about a person, then you're gonna be like, oh, you know, like a little jealous, like a
feel
little
some
bit.
sort of way.
Yeah, because you know you don't want anyone else to have your piece of cake, I guess you'd say.
Cake. I mean,
It's like you want to make sure you're not sharing this.
I guess, yeah. Just because I feel like if you do like someone, maybe you do get that side, like of that protective side, and then you do kind of like you said, you might feel some sort of way, you know. Maybe that's why I don't feel like that towards anyone that I know as of right now. But I'm not. I really can't say I would feel that way even if I did care about that person because I've never really like been like that, you know.
I feel like you need to experience it.
Yeah.
But do you think
Because
jealousy
I
and
do get
trust
jealous.
is like something that can coexist within like each other?
Wait, is what?
No.
No.
Like say it again, Crystal? Because I
Like,
didn't hear
are
you.
jealousy and trust something that can coexist within each other?
Jealousy, trust.
What do you mean by that? Like,
Yeah, oftentimes whenever somebody gets jealous, like say like Andres said, like they don't like that there's like it's happening so often, and you never really know how that one person in the relationship may react due to all that attention. But is it also something like you're jealous just because you don't like other people looking at what you have, but are you jealous because you fear that someone will take what you have? And if that's the case, like,
Well,
is there a way to have jealousy within, to have trust within jealousy?
I feel like if you fear that someone's going to take what you already have, that's another issue far beyond jealousy.
At that point, it's kind of like insecurity also.
Yeah. I agree.
And then I think that's where also gaslighting starts. And like, you know, where people start exaggerating stuff and like, I don't know if you have experienced that with that, like with that, I mean, with gaslighting and stuff.
I don't think I've experienced with it
because she is the gaslighter. I'm just kidding.
I'm not the gaslighter. Okay, but here's the thing. A lot of people, like one thing I do want to explain is the meaning of gaslighting because a lot of people confuse gaslighting with lying. So, like, let me first explain gaslighting. So lying is basically, let's say, if I go out and then someone, you know, I don't tell my spouse, and then he comes up and tells me, "Hey, I saw that you went out," and I'm like, "No, I didn't." But then he pops up with like proof of me, and then I'm just like, "Oh yeah, you're right. Like I did go out, but like," and then I just stay quiet, and then maybe we head to an argument or something. I don't know. But gaslighting will be more of like telling people like, "Well, why are you stalking me? Like, why are you looking through my social media?" Or even if I were to get like a text message from like say a guy were to text me and I did respond or something, and my boyfriend would tell me like, "Oh, why are you responding to that person?" I'd be like, "No, I'm not." But if they end up telling me they have it, and then I end up going up to them and saying, "Well, why are you going through my Instagram? Why are you looking through my social media? You don't have trust in me. What's wrong with you? Now it looks like you have some trust issues. It looks like you have insecurities." That's what gaslighting is. Now I'm trying to change it to be your problem instead of the whole situation to be on me. And I recently saw like a couple of podcasts explaining that situation, and I do know like I have realized that a lot of people do confuse gaslighting with lying, and those are two main different things. And I'm not gonna say, I think I probably have experienced it, not my current relationship, but like with some talking faces. Or I'd just be like, "Hey, are you talking?" I'll be like, "Hey, are you talking to just me, or are you talking to multiple people?" And then they'll be like, "Well, why are you so worried about talking to multiple people? Why are you doing like?" I'm just like, "Yo,
I like that.
no." But like that's another way of gaslighting.
Have you guys? Honestly, guys, I've gaslighted a good amount past in my past. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna
You
lie.
look like
You
the
know,
type.
yeah.
Just kidding.
Wow,
Damn.
wow.
No, but like the fact that you're already admitting this is one step for you to know that like you're not gonna do it for your next
Yeah,
relationship.
and honestly,
And that's like a big thing that a lot of people would never notice it, though they would deny it and be like, "Oh, I never gaslighted in my entire life," even though like the proof is right there.
I was watching a TikTok about these guys like saying like gaslighting lines. I was like, damn, I've said at least 50% of these lines they've said.
That's so bad.
Can you say like can you say a couple of them? I want to know.
So bad.
If I can remember off the top of my head, it's kind of uh, like it's like damn, like why do you have to always get jealous of something small? You know,
Oh,
you
you
always get
see?
something.
Okay.
It's a
Ah.
See, that's a good
Yeah,
that's an
man.
example. That's an example because now he's trying to throw it into that person.
Yeah,
Shit.
and that's what creates like toxicityness. You know, that's when it becomes really toxic is when both people are both doing it to each other, and that's when it just becomes kind of like a twister.
Really? You don't think toxicity is just one-sided? You think it has to do
It
with
could-
like the entire relationship?
Yeah,
I mean, it
sometimes
could be both.
it could be both, where both people are involved in toxicityness, and then it becomes kind of like an attachment, not type of thing.
I think it could coexist in just seeing it on one side, but it can also be existing in both sides and both parties. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be just one-sided.
How about you, Andres? Are you a gaslighter? I feel like you kind of are.
Nah, I don't even know what gaslighting is.
I mean, I feel like if he doesn't, well, I feel like you kind of are, honestly.
Me? Nah.
You give.
I mean, I do
Like,
put a lot of blame on like the other person. Sometimes I do like
That's
do
what.
that, but
Exactly.
See, that's
Gaslighting.
gaslighting because you're trying to even
You're
like
projecting
if you're caught
your
in,
flaws onto another person.
exactly
so it's projections.
it's
Yeah,
basically
it's
you're being
basic
caught in the
projection.
act. You're being caught in the act, but because you got caught in the act, you're trying to throw the situation onto them.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, never mind.
See?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
said Blake gaslight.
I take it back. Yeah.
Yeah, so like if like yeah, I'm pretty sure you've done it. You look like it. No offense.
Honestly, I feel like guys are more are bigger
Gaslighters?
gaslighters than girls.
Nah, honestly, I think girls are more gaslighters than guys do.
Nah, from my
Trust.
experience.
No, honestly, I feel like it could. I mean, it could probably be equal, but from what I've seen and what I've heard, like again, this is just like a small little sample. I do feel, in my opinion, that it's more of a guy.
I just feel like girls are more sneaky when they do it.
Yes, that's what I
You
say.
know?
That.
That's the thing. That I think that's the situation.
And you catch
like
on
we
until
want.
like 2 days later, you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, like, but like,
You know?
I feel like if a girl gets caught, they just be like, "Fuck, I got caught." Like, whatever, it is what it is, and that's not a gaslighter. That's just a bad liar, or like you're just a liar. That's it. But a gaslighter will be, trying to throw the situation onto the other person. That's what a lot of guys do tend to do when they're caught in the act.
What are you, Crystal?
Not
Nah,
just
you're
bad
not-
about guys,
you're-
by the way.
You're not a gaslighter.
Me?
Like you're too
No.
straightforward.
No, I'm not a
You're so
gaslighter.
Like,
straightforward.
no.
No,
You're so
see,
straightforward with all your
I'm
sayings.
not a gaslighter. I'm just a liar. That's my thing.
Liar,
There you
liar,
go.
liar, fire.
You
Just
could be both, by the way. You could be both. You could be a liar and a
No, I'm
gaslighter.
just kidding.
but
No, I don't
it's,
think I'm a liar or a gaslighter. I try to be as straightforward as I possibly can be. And I think I'm just too bad of a liar to lie. Eileen knows that. I'm terrible at lying.
You start
Secret.
laughing,
Yeah, I
She'll
won't look
be
you in
like,
the eye.
no,
Like,
I'm not, and then she'll be
and then
smiling.
she's still like,
yeah, I'm just a
Then she starts
really
laughing.
bad liar.
She'll be like, right, no,
she's like, no. You see?
Yeah, I don't think I
Crystal?
can
and then she'll be
gaslight
like,
or
I
be
gotta
a
go,
liar.
and then she'll be smiling.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
I'm
does
just,
do that a lot.
I'm
Yeah.
really bad.
Well, talking about lying, why do you tell us the difference? Like, what's the difference between guys lying and girls lying then?
You know what? I told you guys during the weekend that we were talking about this in one of my classes, and one of my there was a reading, and it was discussing honesty in love. And hold on, let me pull up one of the quotes that was in the book. I made sure to take a picture. And it said, males learn to lie as a way of obtaining power, and females not only do the same but also lie to pretend powerlessness. And this was like a whole discussion in class, and I didn't realize that I was part of this. And I feel like many of us women are part of this, where it's like we pretend to lie to, like it said, to seem powerlessness in the way that we can, like at work, if we don't want to do something, like some task that was assigned to us, we act like, oh, I just don't know how to do this, or we have to
Wait,
carry
is that what
something.
that is?
It's too heavy for me. Can you do it? Something like that. And like in a way, like it gives the other person power, but it's like a way of us to sway around that area. Whereas guys lie only whenever it's like to actually cover something up that they did, so that they don't have to really deal with the fact that, like they're the main issue. That's what I think that is. Like that those are differences. And it's not just that with women, like to remain powerlessness, but it's also like women have a long history of having to lie in order to protect themselves or just others around them. That's the main difference. That's just what we like, it's built into us, and it's something that we often do day to day, or like every other day or so often. It's just what we have to do. But I think that's what the difference is between men and women lies.
I
That was a lot to unpack right there.
I kind
Sorry.
of disagree now. I
facts.
feel like it's changed now. I feel like specifically nowadays,
Really?
I feel
You
like
think
Yeah,
so?
I feel like maybe
girls are
I
a lot
agree.
different now.
I agree. I feel like back then maybe it was seen like that, but now I feel like we're trying to get the power back.
Why did you have
And
to do that?
because we're sometimes we try to because when I'm
You
trying to say
say,
get the
Aylin?
power back, no, when I'm trying to use the get the power ad, I'm trying to say get the power in wanting to be like a man, in like with the lying and the cheating. And in my opinion, I feel like there's no power in that. I feel like
But why do
that's just
girls?
weak. I feel like that's something that's weak.
But why do
Because
some girls
you can't
think that?
confront.
But why do some girls think that it gives them like some sort of like strength or like an advantage or
What do
like a
you
one up
mean? What do you
against
mean?
like guys and stuff?
Like in what way? What do you
Like in
mean?
the way what we're talking about right now.
And like
Like
lying and
cheating
cheating.
and
Yeah.
everything?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody cheats because they wanna, or you said that women
I feel like
nowadays
they do.
want
Okay,
to
hold up. I feel like
cheat
they
because
do
they
if
want
they
that
got it
power.
cheated. Yeah. That's what
I
I'm
think
saying.
it's
Like I
only
feel like
different. Yeah, it's only different if one person was cheated on and want to
and they
reciprocate that
want to
same thing. That's
that's
completely
being
different.
petty.
But
That's
nobody
being
wants to
petty.
just cheat on a relationship so they can see, I have the more, like the higher ground and everything. I don't think anybody really wants to do that. But that's also back to Andres's question: toxicity and jealousy. That it goes back to that. But when it comes to lying and everything like that, no one just wants to be in a relationship and they're like, "Oh, I can't wait to be in a relationship so I can cheat on them to show them who's the boss." Nobody
No,
does that.
that's true.
Nobody does
No,
that.
No, that's true. I feel like you don't. There's a part of you that doesn't even want to be in that relationship. And okay, this is something that I have read, and I have seen that guys will intentionally do all these situations to make the female leave,
Yeah.
or like to make the other person leave. I'm not sure if this is like seen in all types of relationships, but I have heard that like guys would intentionally lie, would intentionally cheat, or like maybe they wouldn't even lie or cheat. Maybe they just would like care less, start being mean, treat you bad, to intentionally make the girl leave, and that way it's easier on them. Can you guys say if it's
uh,
true or not? I mean, this is just something
Can
that
you
I've
detest
heard.
that?
I think they got us.
This is something that I
they
have
got us,
heard.
Andres. They
They got
got
us.
us.
This is just something that I have heard and have read before, so I'm not gonna say like, oh, I'm a hunt. Like I know this for sure. I'm not a
Mhm.
guy, so I don't know. But this is something that I have heard, not just from females, but as well from males.
Yeah, I'm just say yeah. I haven't done it, or I've done it like once or twice, but it's nothing. It's something that I don't want to do. You know,
Again.
does that make sense? How about you, Andres?
Uh, Honestly, she caught me. She got. I'm not gonna lie, that was a good one. But yeah, I think we do that just because like I haven't done it personally, but like I have seen it be done though. I haven't done it. Like personally, haven't been in a relationship for me to actually do that.
That's true.
I mean, you don't have to be in a relationship. You could be in
Oh yeah, you could be in the talking stage.
Yeah, but talking stage, you don't really owe anyone anything, you know?
You know, you're right. You don't owe anyone anything, but you still invested some time with that person to at least be straight up with them. I'm just trying to point it out there because regardless, like let's say you've only been talking for 3 months, that's still 3 months that they can't get back.
But
like the least that you can do is just be like, hey, I'm not feeling this, like, and then like part ways. Yeah, she'll be hurt. Yeah, she'll probably be mad, but it's better for her to know than like to waste another month, like, you know, waiting and wondering what's going on.
But that's the thing though, like, is what would you call that? Kind of when you like what do you make the difference between attachment and like when a person's in love, you know? For me, like the difference between love and attachment is kind of like I was talking to my coworkers today. Shout out Poe. Listen, came out with this quote, and it kind of is like love is something that's untied and like free, when attachment is something that's tied and unfree, where you're kind of just stuck, like with that, kind of like just the thought of that person doing something else without you. When love is untied freely and it's unconditional, no matter where or what you guys are doing.
Damn, that was beautiful.
And no, exactly. I told you guys. That shit was like,
no, it is
nice.
good.
Dude,
Honestly, that was good. That's
a
good.
fire quote.
Damn.
Oh yeah, shout out Poe.
You did amazing.
Poe.
You did amazing.
Damn, that was a good one. But
What
I think
was
he's right
it?
though. I think attachment is like dependency.
No,
That's
it's
basically what
true.
it is, you know?
Yeah.
Like you don't even have to be into the person as much. I feel like you just try to implement it to make it look like you're really into the person, just because you're probably scared to be alone.
Have you guys ever been like attached to someone?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I think I'm attached to my dog. I think my dog has attachment issues. Crystal, don't you think?
Oh no, Miley has all sorts of issues, not just attachment issues. That's just one on the
Miley.
list.
Yeah, that's my dog's name.
I feel like that was my biggest issue in like my early relationships was attachment issues.
Yeah.
Why did you think you have those though, or had those?
I don't know. Just I guess I was always insecure about myself when I was younger. I might still am, but not nearly as much as when I was younger. And I always felt like that person was gonna leave me, and then I just felt like I needed to be that person 24/7, and all this. Then they would be texting me all this stuff, and it was bad. It was toxic from my end, and I kind of figured that out like not too long after I graduated high school, and I'm like, okay, now that needs to stop. And I kind of did the opposite, where I think I went too much and kind of started being like Andres, where I kind of give myself too much space, or like too much.
Is that a bad thing?
No, we're not jealous.
Oh my god.
Yes,
Is that a bad thing though?
It is a bad thing because you're supposed to at least give the other
You just
person
threw a
like
punch and you didn't even
affection.
realize it.
Who punched me?
Kevin.
Kevin, you punched me?
Not even like it's not like a bad thing, but it's something that is not
like,
like
what's
the
my
best.
flaw? Acting like Andres.
Yeah, no, he just like, came at me. Okay, I know I have my problems though. I admit that.
But I'm like I'm saying in general, like you're supposed to give the other person affection and not just like kind of brush them off, you know. But not like 24/7, but like at least be consistent with your.
So would you say that attachment is based on insecurity, and insecurities of like also coincide with like fear of being alone, insecurities because you
I feel like it's
think
definitely
that nobody will give you the same thing that another person is
I
I
100% agree. I think it is.
From a person who went through that, I 100% agree.
That sounds scary, man.
I mean, that's personal experience right there. Like,
yeah.
And what would love like present itself as?
Love is being secure. Being secure in who
I feel like you feel safe. You feel comfortable. Like, I feel like I'm in love, but I feel like I feel safe. I feel safe. I feel comfortable. Like I don't have to depend on this person to be with me 24/7, but it is it's a sweet treat when I do get to have them with me. And I I can just be myself. Like I don't have to like depend or feel insecure about anything specifically me, or have to worry about this person like disappearing or anything. It just feels great and right, and it's like a feeling that you it's a feeling that you can't explain because there's 1,000 explanations just to say what you're feeling.
Damn, sounds nice.
So, do you think this is the first time you've experienced like actual love?
Yeah, I've experienced puppy love
Yeah.
like in high school, but then when you start to realize we're just like kind of bored of this, and I'm like, and then you start to like think about your life, because like, and when I was in high school, like my puppy love was more like, like in the beginning I was like, oh my god, I love this person, but then later on I was just like, oh my god, one person for the rest of my life, I can't.
Look, I still think like that.
I'm like, but like that's what I'm saying. Like that's how I knew it was puppy love. But like when I'm just like now, I feel like I hope this is like the only person I have. I hope there's no more. Like I hope to grow old with this person. Like I hope this is like the last thing, and I want it to be the last thing, and that's all I want.
Must be nice.
Fuck.
Must be nice.
Just kidding.
What about you, Andres? Do you think you found in love before, like actual love, or are you still like waiting for the first actual true love?
I think I fell in love once
Damn.
when I was like 18.
Is that the one that you told me about?
I don't want to say names, but I don't know how to say it without saying names.
I'll say
Yeah,
it, but
like-
I'll bleep it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the one. Good times,
You
good
know what
times.
you're reminding me of right now? Have you heard of that SpongeBob quote where it's like, I lost something once? That's what something
Oh
like
yes.
That's Andres.
Yeah,
You should
good times.
honestly put that in his his picture
That's literally
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good
what
one.
Andres sounded like.
on the table. Like I lost something once.
He's like,
Hey,
I
man,
lost
That's something I couldn't live without.
Honestly, I still think about it sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
Do
Which is
you
weird.
think? Okay, I have a question. Do you believe that's the one that got away? Like, what do you say that?
No, I wouldn't put it like that. It's more like a what it could have been type of thing. Is that like the same thing?
It's the same thing.
Kind of.
The same thing, yeah.
I don't know. I just kind of like I don't know. Oh yeah, it is the same thing. Now that I think about it, it just
Yeah.
sounds better.
Just
Like what could have
rephrased
been.
it.
Like
You
I
reworded
always like
it.
how it could have been. Sounds a little better to me. Yeah, I think about it sometimes. Honestly,
Yeah, so that's like literally the one that got away.
damn, that's kind of sad, huh?
A little bit, but like, it's kind of sweet. It's not like it's like now we know you have a heart.
I do. I did.
Because
Yeah,
sometimes we
that's
think of
Andres,
you
but-
and we like picture the Grinch. You know how he doesn't have a heart in his big old chest.
That's
You know how
messed
it's
up,
like
honestly.
all
If that's what you
crumpled
think of me, that's
and
really
it looks
messed up.
like black and like coal, like if it's been on the grill for hours.
Have you seen
You
me
know,
with my
and it's
dog?
like
Have you seen how I act around my dog?
smashed. But yeah, that's what we thought about you. No, I'm just kidding. Just
That's
kidding.
messed up, man. Nah, you know
Yeah,
what?
You
I'm
that's
gotta
like,
be
mean
you gotta
one.
be evil to not love your dog.
do I love my dog? Look at her. It's the cutest thing ever.
Aw.
She's very cute.
Yeah, she's the cutest. She's the nicest person. Oh, not person, but dog.
Dogs are people.
They are.
What the fuck?
They
Nah.
love more than people. I know we're getting off topic, but like there's still love there.
Because they
Let's just
love
talk about
like.
love, but like nothing is more like
Oh, I have a good
can say
question. I
the
have a
word.
question. Because you know how dogs they love like unconditionally.
Yeah, that's
Do you think
dog.
us as humans love unconditionally, or do you think we love
No.
with a condition?
We love with conditions.
Yeah, I
Damn.
feel like you love
We
good
like
conditions
we
because we
don't
have
like
some standards. I feel like people in general have standards of like what they expect of a person, that if you don't have those standards, sometimes like yeah, they can still be with you like for a couple of like months or years maybe if you don't have those standards, but there's gonna be a time where that person's gonna leave.
I also don't think it necessarily has to do with standards, but also just morals, basic human morals.
Yeah.
You know, if one person's morals don't coincide with your morals, then there's no way, or like you in some way will, you guys will bump heads, and that happens with everything in the world where people's morals don't line up with others. They don't agree with the way that they live their lives or anything like that. And though people tend to say that they preach love, there's always like a limit to what they say.
That's a good rhythm right there.
Christmas dancing.
So, how can I say this in a question? Like, for you guys, in your experience,
Just say it and then say question mark at the end.
Yeah.
Do you think there's love out there for everyone?
Yes. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. So there was a time when before I was dating my current boyfriend that I felt like there is no love out there for me.
Damn, that's
Like
sad.
I was just like and I remember telling myself this, and I even told him this, that like there was a time where I was like, everyone is meant to be with someone, and I have to accept the fact that I'm not. Like
That's
I would think that, like, I know it's like super sad, but like I'm not
Dude,
gonna lie,
that's
like
sad.
there was a time where I actually felt that. Like I was just like, damn, like I'm realizing that everyone has their love. And I think the reason why I was thinking that was because I was seeing our family's reflection.
That's where I feel right now. Honestly,
But
that's
you
where I
think
feel right
there's
now.
like an issue or like some sort of confusion when it comes to love? Because obviously when people think like, do you really think there's love out there for everybody, they just think it like it's like a one, like a two people relationship. That's often like the main perspective of what love is, but there's like all
There's
sorts
different
of
types
love.
of love, but
And like when you're saying, do you think there's love out there for someone, you're saying no, does that also mean like platonic soulmates? Like, do you not believe in that as well? Like what is it that you're saying that you just don't believe in love, or that there's love out there for everybody?
she means like to expand your question.
I think more specifically, I was just kind of talking about like intimate wise, like relationship wise. Obviously,
See,
there's
that's
more love.
different.
Like, yeah, there's love obviously for like other stuff, a lot of other stuff, and then they can't just base love just on relationships.
I feel like there is, but it doesn't always mean that that love can last. Just because, there's a whole bunch of situations like death or like, getting sick, etc. Like I feel like there's other stuff that play into it that can probably cause that like that love to not always last. But I
True.
do feel like there is a time, at least one time in the person's life, that they will feel like that they
True
had
love.
Yeah, I feel like they will feel it at least once.
True
No
love's
matter how the
first kiss.
situation ends, like I feel like you will feel it at least once.
Well, we're going up to the 35-minute mark. We kind of set this video to be 30 minutes. You guys want to keep going, or you want to wrap it up?
Are we out of talking points already?
No.
You actually went through all of them.
Yeah, we went through all of them.
Yeah, we went.
I went through the exact. Well, yeah, I went through all of them.
I always think of things after the podcast is over about
I
these
should have said
topics,
this.
and I'm like, damn it, I should have said that. But
well,
oh well.
That's what other episodes are for, and that's why you guys should subscribe for the next episodes that are coming out soon.
Yeah, I mean, like I feel like this conversation was pretty good. Like it made the interesting topics of what toxicity means.
Good job.
I said it right. Okay, for those of you who don't know, there's a lot
Kind
of English
of.
words I can't say, and there's a lot of Spanish words I can't say. I suck at both languages for some reason.
Specific. Specific is
I
a
just
word
can't
she cannot
talk.
say.
Wait, you can say specific?
I could say it, but if I say it slow, I have to go specific.
With
But if I say it fast, I'll be Pacific.
Pacific.
Yeah, I know.
Ew.
There's a lot of words that I can't say, and then like my coworkers kind of make fun of me because I mean, I don't know if you guys knew this, but I was always saying the word salmon wrong.
How do you say it?
So I will say salmon with an L because there's a fucking L. There's a freaking L. I'm so sorry about that.
Damn.
Got angry.
He's passionate about it.
I hate English so much sometimes because
how do you say it?
It's salmon without the L.
Now say specific.
Specific.
Say specific salmon.
Specific salmon.
Say the slower sounds down.
I was about to say salmon. It's like little words like that get me so upset because I'm just like, I went to school for God knows, like for all those years. For them to tell me like, oh, just pronounce the word, and then they will say like, oh, but this letter is silent. But they made it specific on which letters are going to be silent. now all of a sudden these extra letters are popping out. Like, I'm gonna be silent today. I'm
They're
gonna be
always
silent
there.
today.
You know
What are you
what
talking
pisses
about?
me? You know what word pisses me off, or like what letter in the word pisses me off? The
Go for
letter
it.
G in lasagna. It's
Lasagna.
not lasagna. No,
I mean, it's an
freaking
Italian.
It's that
lasagna.
one.
Isn't it Italian though?
Okay, no, we're getting off
Wow.
topic.
Sorry.
But when you want to talk about love and
Yeah,
hate,
that's the one that
English,
pissed me
I
off.
don't love it.
Wait, can you
That's
say?
my
Can you?
toxic. That's my toxic relationship. Where like
Can
I
you
have a
roll your
toxic-
R's?
Yeah, I can roll my R's.
Say carro.
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 That came out Italian, I
I was
think.
trying to copy
Carro.
Krista. I was trying to spell.
She
I
said
was trying to copy
carro.
Crystal. I was trying to copy Crystal. No, I can roll my R's. I feel like there's a lot of words that I can only say in Spanish, and there's a lot of words that I can only say in English.
Can you say?
So sometimes, so I do speak a lot of Spanglish because there's just I just don't know how to say that specific. I just don't know how to say that specific word in whatever language it is.
Can you say? How much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
No, I'm not even
How
gonna
much
try.
wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Fuck.
And that's your turn.
No, not after Crystal. I
Oh,
think she said it pretty well.
can you say
She said it pretty well.
Sally sold seashells by the seashore?
Is it
Definitely
Sally?
not.
Wasn't it Sandy?
Is it
Sally.
No, it is
Oh
Sally.
no, Sally sold cheese.
Nah, you're.
Yeah, wait, what's the other one? The one Kevin said?
How much would a woodchuck
much
chuck
would-
if a woodchuck could
You already
chuck
much
said it
wood?
chuck-
wrong.
Wait,
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Yeah.
How much
That's what I
wood would a
said.
woodchuck chuck?
Chuck if a
Would a
woodchuck
woodchuck
could chuck wood.
What? The chup 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 chup.
Chup, 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 chup.
Chup, chup,
We're
chup, chup.
getting off topic. We're getting completely off
I
topic.
think we should just end it now.
Yeah. I hope everyone
Okay.
enjoyed our little crazy moment. But I guess one question we should answer quick is a lot of people are wondering is why are we doing this online or through Zoom? I don't know if Kevin wants to, say that fact, or if Crystal because she's the one to blame.
We're broke and Crystal's in college.
That basically
Basically,
said
yeah.
it.
Not only that, when we made a mistake of, when we were looking for our equipment, we put Crystal in charge of it for some odd reason.
Wait, wasn't it
And we
you?
didn't know that Crystal
Wasn't it
got
you?
the ones. We put Crystal in charge of it, and we didn't know that the one that
How was I
she
doing?
ended up getting it was the one that was only for online.
No, okay, that's not true. We
We all
all
agreed
came
on them,
to
though,
an
I think.
agreement that it was
Yeah,
going to be
but-
this one. I just happened to be the one that found it.
So,
Yeah, we thought it was a good one because you were the one showing it to us. So we just
look
looked.
the reviews.
It was
Yeah.
the cheapest one.
and that goes back to the fact that we're broke.
That goes back to the book part.
Yeah, we are saving up right now, guys, to buy equipment to do on person. Crystal still needs to learn how to drive. We should
Still can't drive?
No, but that's another
Right.
topic. That's another topic.
Are you still
But yeah,
emotionally
once-
unavailable, Andres?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
I'll learn to drive
that's
when you
pretty good.
become emotionally available.
Damn, that's
Okay,
gonna
but
be forever.
yeah, we're hoping that at least in a couple months, once we do get enough money, we will end up doing it in person. But other than that, do you guys have anything else to say? So before we take off,
No, there's just the usual. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to share on Instagram. Text it to your friend.
We'll put our Venmo and Cash App in the caption if you guys want to donate some money.
Oh, that's a good idea. Don't forget to follow our Instagram, our TikTok, and just don't forget to subscribe as always. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All right,
okay,
everyone say bye.
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 What the hell?